Kevin in Fremont, California. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. But call me Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the new Transitions Generation 8 gray lenses with Crizal Alize for your RayBan 5154, which is the ophthalmic Clubmaster color 5762. The crystal and gold in the 49 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging as RayBan sends it to me. Your hard shell RayBan case, RayBan cleaning cloth, and of course the star of the show, the main attraction. It comes with a plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. But again, this is going to be hard to see. Hopefully the camera picks that up. The RayBan 5154 color 5762 in the 49 eye size with the 21 bridge. Of course, you know, you've seen the classic tortoise and silver, the black and gold. They came out with these two new colors. This is what? The crystal silver. I call it crystal silver. They're calling it transparent. But the 2001, which in my terminology is crystal with silver versus crystal with gold. I have not sold a tortoise or black since these came out. But let me pop out your original demo lenses that you will be receiving. Put the frame into the tracing element of my blocker. Program this shape. Your secret agent 2142, as I like to say. This is installment 2142 of my 250 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So stay tuned and watch subscribe to my channel so you can see all 250 million volumes of me making glasses. Don't worry, I'll get around to everybody, don't you worry. But I'm going to program this shape into the computer so years from now, should your prescription change, I can mail the lenses right to your home. Hit the start button, the little stylus is going to pop up, go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have unused health savings account flex dollars or vision insurance, you can be reimbursed from your insurance or health savings account company when you submit my receipt. Now in just a moment that shape will pop up onto the computer. Come on, pop for me, pop, pop. They never pop when you want. Okay, come on, come on. This is live TV. There we go. That's the shape that I'll be cutting. That is the shape of your lens. Let me move on to the next screen. It will be magnified. So I'm going to enter your pupillary distance, which is 55.5. However, I can't do quarter increments, so I'm going to do 27.5 as your pupillary distance. And, oops, 27.5. I'm going to raise this up to 22. I'm going to go 3 above, just how deep these frames are, 3 above, and we're going to cut at 22. And I'll show you how I'm going to get around that. So, to make it 55.5. So your right eye is -2, -50 at 17. -2, -50 at 17. Somewhere on here is a 17. There we go. There's 15. And we'll move that to 17. Put the power on -2. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Comes with a little laminate on the front of the lens to protect so nothing rubs against the lens during shipping inside this packet. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first, which is -2. Check the power of the astigmatism. -250, the cylinder. That looks good. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Let me darken those so you can follow along at home. Uno, dos, 195. We're going to mark this one R for right. Let's do the same thing now. Oh, let me do this. -2, -50 at 17. -2, -50. And again, I'm going to highlight these and put an R on here for the right lens. You will be receiving the manufacturer's original packaging to make sure you're getting the authentic product and not some cheap imitation that people sell out there, the Transition 6. Can you believe people are still selling that? So minus 250, minus 75 at 165, 69, excuse me. 250, 75, 169, minus 250. Put that in, rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first. Just like a clock tells the correct time twice a day, your lens has the same power in the top and the bottom. Because we use 180 to, look at me. Did I take the thing off? I did. I just see the markings on there. Okay. Let me clean that a little better. Forgot I took the laminate off of this one, or was it, did I already do that one? Was it stuck inside there? I don't even remember. All right, let me put that in there. Put 3 dots on there. It's late. I'm ready to go home and eat. Watch some Monday Night Football. I don't even know who's playing. 1, 2, 169. And this is the left lens. Now again, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, the Mad Sinner is emailing me. I got to do a video for him later this week in his RayBans. So let me highlight this. Minus 250, minus 75. Airwear T Gen 8 Gray with Crizal, Alize, and UVB protection. And put an L there. And again, if you don't get that bad joke enough, let me recap. So, I tell that joke for me, not for y'all. So, alright, so this is a block, or as I like to call him, Jenny from the block. I need to look, I got some ink on my finger from the lensometer when I was sitting there pressing on it, but as I call him, Jenny from the block, I need to attach this to your lens. I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. That's right, kids, I said right here. Place it on the platform, pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back, that silver button is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice tonight. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. And that's the ink from my thumb over here on the edge. Ignore that. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. You're going to give it a complex. And get those lined up in there just right. Make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Just barely. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right. Just like me, I ain't right. Pull the paper away, make the black side sticky, line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. And the reason why I say it has the same power all over, with those 3 dots, I literally could turn it this way, and it's going to have the same power. As you get to the oblique meridians, the powers change. But let me get everything lined up. Alright, hit that button, the arm comes down, places the block onto the left lens. We're going to come down here to the lensometer, the edger. That's the lensometer, that's the blocker, this is the edger. This costs $40,000, it weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy your own, put it on your own hot air balloon, and you can float around your own town cutting lenses at home. You won't need this guy anymore with the 2 thumbs and bad jokes to do it for you. Now this is actually $30,000, this is $10,000. And this is free from Crizal. So let's wake this up. Let's use my stylus. That's what came with it. Wake the computer up. Job ID number 2142. 2142. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stick with polycarbonate. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen in the frame. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to put one on the rear concave surface of the lens. I'm going to press that on there firmly. The magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the Chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Yeah, I know. If you can think of a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air and give you credit. You don't even have to leave your name. I'll recognize your handwriting and give you credit for the joke. So the door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by 2 used to be white styluses. I need to wash them off. Go around tracing the shape of the right lens. And just like before, it's measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, meaning you have the least amount of the best cosmetic look possible, which you're not going to have a strong prescription anyway. but that will help reduce it and make you look even better. Although Kevin doesn't need any help, I'm sure he looks great. I need all the help I can get. For the light you see flickering in the background is water to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto this lens, but only on the last 20 seconds to wash away the optical debris that you saw beginning to form on the lenses. But as I said, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens materials that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. Now, these are not safety glasses. This is not a safety frame, but it is the same lens material. Safety lenses has a stamp on the lens. This ain't coming with a stamp. But polycarbonate lenses are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. They have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens, as well as a premium scratch coating. Now, you got the Crizal Alize. Crizal is 3 treatments in one. The first treatment is that it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature is it comes with it reduces reflections. It goes by the name anti-reflective coating, so when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, so it makes for much better eye contact. If you notice, your lens is completely flat around the edges like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter. It's going to drop down onto the bevel wheel to get the V-shaped bevel. But the purpose of the anti-reflective coating is that, like I said, it makes for much better eye contact, but if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see it. One reason millennials love it, if you're taking selfies, you're less likely to see the reflection of your phone in your lens. Now, the third feature, which I like, the practical side, is that Crizal puts the industry's hardest scratch coating onto the lens, because the machine that applies the anti-glare, the treatment, costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. It has to go into an acid bath and be washed and cleaned in between the coatings. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. So water is spraying onto the lens, which tells me it's in the last part of the cycle. It's on the bevel wheel, getting the safety bevel, meaning it's just smoothing out any rough edges left over from the cutting cycle. In just a moment, I will take the lens out. First, I will open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours. No one can answer me why, but I can do it faster in the summertime than in the winter. Scientists have tried to win the Nobel Prize figuring this out. Nobody can. So if you know why I can melt ice with my mind in the summer, faster in the winter, write it on in duplicate on 2 $100 bills, mail it to me, and I'll read it on the air. So, Kevin, if you ever need new lenses, get a baking dish or a pan, something like that. Get a t-shirt or a dish towel. Put it in the baking dish, because we're going to have to undo a Phillips head screwdriver. Should the screw come all the way out and bounce on a hard surface, it goes onto the floor, and it's just hard to find. So we're going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey. Now, the nice thing about these crystal frames, you can see where it's all the way closed. Hopefully you can see that, where the 2 gold pieces come together. I can't tell what you guys are seeing. So I'm going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey, but I'm not going to take it out all the way. Hopefully you can see that little gap in there where the 2 gold pieces have separated, but the screw is not all the way out. You cannot do that on the tortoise. You can't see that, but in the crystal silver, maybe you can see it on the front. Can you see that little gap in there? The 2 are together. They are separated. But I have the frame upright, well, the screw head this way, so the screw does not fall out. Again, have I mentioned these are unbreakable lenses? So you could tuck them in at the outside corner, press down at the nose until it snaps in there. Holding my thumb over the screw head, I rotate it, do a little bit of tightening till we get it close, and then I use you can use that same t-shirt. Now take it out, put it on the edge of a counter and tighten down. I always like to protect the finish of the frame. That's why I have this little rubber block down here. But once that is closed all the way, I can start cutting the left lens. Flip that over to L. Make sure the magnet goes into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or tonight it is the Kevin. Hit the green start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens again will be traced by the two styluses, making sure it's large enough to go into the frame. You can see as it's tracing the shape of the left side. And then again measuring the thickness of the lens to know where to place the bevel for the least amount of edge thickness, of which, Kevin, you hardly got anything. You hardly got nothing. You see that, Kevin? In a skinny metal frame, it's nice that you have no edge thickness. That's why I use the polycarbonate lenses. Pull the block off, dry that off, throw that in there. Take it off my sticker collection. Come down here to the lensometer. Spin the axis wheel back to 17. Put it in. The black dot for your PD has come off. I'll measure that again. I can put a new one on there, measure the power, and I am getting, find the center of the lens, -2, exactly on the 2, in the red. You are myopic. You need 2 diopters of far-sighted correction. With your glasses off, you can see up close grade. You can see your fingerprint right here, but when you move it out, it's blurry. So it starts in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, and so on, till you get to 2 diopters. Now, once everything is the correct size, you have 2 diopters of astigmatism. I just pulled a Peter Brady. You have 2 diopters of astigmatism correction, which is the second curve. You have 2 diopters here, half a diopter this way for a total of 250. You add the 2 minuses together and check that power. And we're at 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. That's where you'll find 2.5. How do I get there again? Remember high school algebra? Yeah, nobody does. But you add 2 like signs together. It's used today's term. Someone borrowed $2 from you, then they borrowed another 50 cents. They would owe you $2.50 in the red. Now your left eye, you need 2.5 diopters to start with, and 3/4 of a diopter of astigmatism correction. Now, uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike. It is the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob from 0 to 90 to 180. Now, for your right eye, we're going to turn it to 17. Your left eye, we're going to turn it all the way to 169. You would think 17 and 169 are very far apart. Think of a straight line as the 180 meridian, with 90 being in the middle. Your right eye, you're 17 degrees away from the 180. Your left eye at 169, you're 11 degrees. So 11 and 17, you're only 6 degrees apart. 6 degrees of separation from astigmatism. So, while I've got your attention, the frame sells for $180, the RayBan 5154, which is the ophthalmic version of the classic 3016 Clubmaster. It comes in the same sizes, 49, which your frame is, and 51. The sunglasses come in at 49 and 51, but the sunglasses are deeper than, same size from left to right, but it's a little bit deeper at the bottom. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, the frame sells for $180. Your lenses are free with the purchase of any frame. The Transitions Generation 8 in gray adds $99.99. The Crizal Alize $79.99 for a total of $359.98. That purchase is tax-free because, not just because I'm on the internet, because a lot of people have to charge tax on the internet, including Amazon, but I am in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device. I don't know why. But there's no tax on medical devices in North Carolina. Again, put the soft cloth in there. A little bit of lefty-loosey. So if you bought these, it came all the way out. So that's why I'm keeping the screw head upside down so it doesn't fall out. Do the same thing at home years from now, should you ever need any. Tuck the lens in. We're going to close everything down, making sure the lens is where it's supposed to be. Using my thumb as a clamp. Double check that everything is in there. Get the screw started. You can still see that gap in there. And again, use a t-shirt on the edge or something soft, a dish towel, so you're not pressing down hard on your frame on a hard surface till that is tightened up. Take the block off. add to my sticker collection. Actually, you know what? I'm making it fat around the middle. I'm going to take these and put them at the bottom. I need to fatten them up at the base. That dot is still there. Oh, you know what? I never put one there. So let me go back, read the power there. Put a dot, is it there? Let me darken that. Go and do it on the dot there. Turn the fine tune knob, the axis wheel, to 169. Read the power. I'm getting 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Check the second curve, your astigmatism correction, and we're at -3 1/4. So that is cut perfectly. Now, drum roll please. 55.5 is your pupillary distance. I decentered the lens a little bit more outward than in the center of the crosshairs in the hope that I could gain a 0.5 millimeter. A millimeter is the distance between my thumbnails. I needed to split that difference when blocking your lenses. Place the PD stick against my thumb. Look at that. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 55.5. Man, that kit is good. Now to the bottom of the frame, at the deepest portion of the frame, not directly below the PD, but at the deepest point, we're going to be at 22. Look at that. Man, this kid is good. I tell you, he may tell some bad jokes, but he knows how to make some glasses. So, this is the portion of every video that as I clean your lenses. I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S. and Fremont, California is still in the U.S. At least it was this morning. I have not checked the news to see if the Great Quake has come yet. Let me put a little bit more on there. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by, just tell them if it's too loose or too tight. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. And I'm no exception. I'm part of that 80%, and I'll show you in just a minute. But I want to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter, and there is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take off my RayBan 2132 new Wayfarers color 6053 and press down on the counter, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly and that neither temple is askew. Now, one thing I did notice, this nose pad is further away than this one. So I'm going to take my nose pad pliers, pull this one away a little bit more until it is the same depth and same angle. Oops, I went too far. Let me push that one back in. Until it is the same depth on each side and uniform. So I send out a selfie request in every package. Kevin, I'd love to have 2 selfies. One with them clear and then one when you go outside showing the Transitions Generation 8 gray. I also send out cleaning instructions not only on the premium microfiber cloth that I provide, but for your Crizal cloth and for your RayBan cleaning cloth that comes in the case, as well as how to clean your case so it too will last you for years, as well as your frame and lenses. I field test every cleaning cloth to make sure that it works. So when you get this in the mail and you see these wrinkles, Kevin, you know that it works. So, plus you don't want me to take mine out of my pocket and use yours. Who has time to reach in my pocket? That was right there. So this is what your lenses look like before they have been activated, meaning I'm going to turn them, expose them to a strong burst of UV light. Close that up, put it in my little transitions box, hit that button. And it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside. 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now, Kevin and everyone else listening, this is important. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks are exposed. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time your lenses won't darken is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why they don't turn dark in a car. Excuse me. Now, They're also temperature sensitive, meaning that they'll get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. We all work much better once it cools off. The other thing about, as I was saying, your windshield. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken, just not behind the windshield of a car. So, if you've liked what you've seen, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the icon, the bell icon, so you'll receive future video notifications when new videos come out. I'll be doing one for the Mad Sinner later this week. Wait till you hear his story. His is very unique. He's getting this frame in the metallic gunmetal, same size as I'm wearing, just the metallic gunmetal. Boy, does he have a story that people would be jealous of. But that's the nice thing about the Generation 8. Look how fast they're turning back to clear. They're doing it so much faster than the 7s. Now, the Generation 8 get as dark as the Transitions Extra Active do, but they just don't get dark behind the windshield like the Extra Active will. But if, again, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon to see future ones. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter as freerxlenses. If you have any questions, go to the website. Click on the Contact Me button. You can also leave questions or comments in the comment section, and I'll respond back to that. But Kevin in Fremont, California, thank you so much for the purchase of the ophthalmic Clubmaster, which is model number 5154, color 5762, in the tortoise. Excuse me, I didn't say tortoise, did I? The crystal and gold versus crystal and silver. That's tortoise with silver in the ophthalmic. This is color 2012. This is color in the tortoise gold W0366 in the 51 eye size with the classic G15 lenses. But yeah, thanks for this purchase. And